Hello everybody, I'm back again. Just like the last time, I got my script right here with me, and I am making another video about KAI CENAT. Recently, some things happened on the internet. Recently, there's been a lot of things happening around KAI CENAT because he started a journey of improving himself, and he started recording that and putting it on the internet. While he was reading, trying to improve his vocabulary, articulating the words that come out of his mouth and the ideas coming out of his head, and obviously people have something to say about it. Some people found this to be inspiring, others said, well, this is cringe, and obviously there's quite a lot of people that said, well, he's only doing it for the clicks. Now, I did make another video on KAI CENAT, and I was kind of taking his side on this, even though the title might say something else, but I'm doing the exact same thing today. However, I can understand why people are saying all those things, especially with the clicks. Because when you look on the internet and you see somebody that's super mega massive, just like KAI CENAT is, and they're starting to do some sort of improvement journey and they document everything, they film it and they put it online, well, it's easy to think that there is an angle. It's easy to take your mind and think about the fact that, oh, it's all about the views, the content, the branding, the whatever. That is happening for a basic reason, because the internet taught us to be suspicious. And I don't think this is going to be wrong in most cases, because we can see quite a lot of things happening online and you see so many fake journeys out there. You see a lot of people doing some performative changes, not because they want to improve, just because it's some sort of content that is presented in a good light online, and it draws the attention of other people. So, just by thinking like this, you can understand that some of the people saying those things, well, they kind of have a point. Unfortunately, not everybody's realizing the fact that there's a little thin line that, metaphorically can be drawn in the sand between what's fake and what's real. So yeah, it's really hard to understand what exactly is genuine effort versus clout chasing. Unfortunately, people just don't want to have that conversation. If the internet taught us something else, is that people don't really have patience. And whenever something happens, instead of just, taking it easy, listening to what's happening around you and making a carefully designed thought about the whole process, well, they just rush in trying to throw anything that's bad in that person's direction. I'm talking labels, jokes, insult, because it's way easier to mock somebody than to show support. And look, there is a reason behind that, because I kind of understand the mechanism behind it. Doing something to improve yourself, posting yourself out there for everybody to see and to judge, it's a harsh thing to do. And the thing is, quite a lot of people choose to sit with that comfort. And a lot of people, they know they want the same thing, but they don't want to get out of the comfort zone. So obviously they're trying to just sit in their own comfort while they're attacking the discomfort of others. Obviously, what most people do not want to admit is that trying to improve yourself in any sort of way that it's public, it's not gonna be pretty. And it's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be messy, and it will happen. You will going to be looking stupid at some times, and people might not understand every single word that you're saying. You are going to stumble in your own words. I'm doing that. I know. Then it's all about the creator, the fear of saying something that's wrong, the fear that you're gonna sound less intelligent than you really are, or less intelligent that you want to be, and you are going to show that you're not perfect. You're gonna show the gaps in your armor. But that's exactly the point, being uncomfortable with all of this. So, choosing to read more and speak better in front of millions of people, sure, might be something that's really cringe, but also it's something that shows weakness, that shows you motivation and determination to improve, and it shows discipline. It also shows that you are going to admit you're not perfect, and there's a lot of improvement to be done. It doesn't really matter how much money do you have, how many followers do you have. It doesn't really matter how high your level of fame is. It just shows that once you're all alone, all by yourself, you are going to feel like some parts of you are still unfinished. Admitting all of that and also taking action, it takes a lot of courage to do that. And I know, I'm talking about this, but I'm not KAI CENAT. I'm not nowhere near, I'm nobody. But the reason why I'm talking about this is because even at my level, somebody at some point can say the same thing about me. I am doing this for views, for clicks, and I'm doing my improvement journey just for content. The important thing to note here is that in my case, it's all about accountability. This is the reality of it, okay? This is my way of keeping myself accountable to actually start something, keep doing things, being consistent, and have something that I have to go back to it every single goddamn time. That I have something that keeps me on the track. Look, posting this on my channel, even if it's a complete mess, it's a way for me to have a place where I can track things. And this is also a way that I'm gonna use on myself to make quitting harder. I know it might sound stupid, but saying that I'm gonna post something, that I'm gonna try to improve, that I'm gonna do something, then just disappear and quit just like I did before so many other times, doesn't really feel right. So if this is gonna grow one day into something bigger and other people will watch it and they will, get something out of it, well, that's great. Look, I'll tell you in all honesty that I understand when people say that they see people online doing things for clicks and for views. Because as a viewer, I have the same idea about a lot of people, okay? So I understand. But again, I do think that we need to draw a line, okay? Imaginary line, whatever works for you. We need to draw a line between what it is, pure vanity, and some sort of external motivation. And that external motivation could be good because it can be used as a tool. If posting something about what you're doing, about your progress, keeps you going, keeps you consistent, keeps you getting back to the things that you do because you want to improve, maybe, just maybe, that's a good strategy for you. Here's the thing. I am doing this all by myself. But yes, I am posting this. So while nobody's next to me physically, maybe this is a journey that a lot of people would be more involved, okay? It's up to every single one of us and our decisions, the way that we do things. Our journey can look any way we want, okay? And it is not mandated through any law that anybody that wants to do something has to do it all alone or has to do it in complete silence. The biggest problem that I have in this situation is not necessarily the whole, craziness about it, but the mindset that's behind it, because it kind of sends a message that people expect perfection. So whenever we see something that's not perfect, whenever we see some journey of improvement, we start criticizing and we throw all kinds of shades in that direction. This is actually terrible, because if you're not perfect or good at something straight out of the gate, then you shouldn't do anything about it. You shouldn't be posting. You shouldn't try. What else? You should just hide. I mean, your perfect results should be out there for everybody to see, but any kind of failure and imperfection should be private. And yes, this is basically the problem. The kind of mindset that keeps everybody just stuck in that place. And I know it's not pretty, but that's the whole point. Improvement, this is not supposed to be pretty. This is not supposed to be perfect. It's gonna be awkward. So yeah, there is a question like, should you post anything about yourself? Well, in all honesty, it's your own decision. It's what you can deal with, and if you can deal with it, fine, go at it. It will depend from people to people, and it depends about the fact that, are you actually going to start doing things or not? Are you going to put up the work or not? If the answer to all of that is yes, then there are people who are doing things out there online, and you can take some of those examples, okay? It doesn't really need to be somebody like me who's absolutely a nobody. It doesn't really have to be somebody like KAI CENAT, who's the biggest guy on the internet as of right now. It can be anybody. Again, If the answer is yes, then everything else is just noise, and that noise just doesn't matter. If you really want to be in a better place, if you really want to improve yourself, even if it's a clumsy and imperfect process, that's going to be fine. You don't need to be ashamed about it. And even if you're not a guy on the internet who has big numbers, obviously not me, the thing is, if other people try and tell you that you should be ashamed, that you're not perfect, that you should quit, that you should stop doing something because all of that makes them feel bad and makes them feel uncomfortable, well, the thing is, it's not your problem, it's theirs. See you on the next one.